know that you had some reservations when it came to this originally, Laura's Law, but then you expressed today that you had a little bit of a change of heart. Can you tell me what changed your thinking?
Yes, I did. I was one of those people who did have some concerns about Laura's Law. My main concern was civil rights, and I was concerned that it might violate someone's civil rights to require they go into treatment. And I had a constituent who came to me and asked told me her story about her schizophrenic son, and asked if I would read a book called Insane Consequences by DJ Jaffe. I read the book, and I read other books, and I started doing some research, and I came to understand that there is a certain population that's falling through the cracks. They're very seriously mentally ill, and they suffer from a condition called anosognosia. I have the hardest time saying it, but it's an actual medical condition whereby someone does not know they have a problem. They're not able to process that in their mind, and so therefore they're not able to get help. And we see that every day when we're walking down the streets. We're watching people rocking, or it's obvious they're seriously struggling, and those are the most vulnerable homeless population. And so when I came to understand that, I came to realize that someone who is not able to understand they have a problem cannot exercise their civil rights. And the most compassionate thing to do is find a way some tools to get them to help.
And for those who might still be worried about like a civil rights issue here, what would you say directly to them?
I would say, I hope you will engage. I also will be watching very closely to ensure that the process is rigorous, that, someone can't, my understanding from the counties that I've talked to that have already adopted AOT, the process is fairly rigorous. You have to go through, an interview process at different levels. There's different criteria that you have to meet. You have to have turned down therapy within the last 10 days. And by the time you get through that entire rigorous, process, the majority of them either opt in for treatment voluntarily, or they just don't qualify for the program. The numbers are not that big. We're estimating that we may have about 100 people in Sacramento who will be, that will qualify for that type of a program at any given time. So, the numbers that are very compelling, though, is that the ones that do qualify and that become part of the AOT program, 30%, 30% reduction in hospitalization, homelessness, and people who have gone through that program have raved about how it saved their life and gave them a chance at a better life.
Okay, if you got to run, by all means do, but I just wanted to ask, we heard a lot of talk today about this filling a gap in the mental health system currently. Do you see it as that?
I think it's one more tool. It is a tool in order to help get people who are seriously mentally ill to treatment. And some of them are homicidal or suicidal. Some of them are a danger to themselves or others. Some of those might be schizophrenic or borderline personality. Some might be drug-induced psychosis. But those are people who actually, need help, and they can't make it on their own. They can't make that decision on their own. And their parents don't have the ability, their family doesn't have the ability to get them into treatment because they're adults and they can make choices for themselves. And so you can't make them go to get help.
Yeah, that's true. Is there anything else you want to say that I haven't asked you about?
Today was just one step forward. The hard work is now for us to put together a comprehensive plan on how we'll carry out assisted outpatient treatment. And so I'm hoping that the public will get involved and become a part of that conversation. That's what Mayor Steinberg indicated, that the Mental Health Services Act is asking for. Let's make sure that there's a strong public involvement. So as we move forward, there will be a public process, and I hope people will get involved in that.